Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Network is on the air. Talking Golf is brought to you by American Transmission Company, ATC, helping you keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong. American Family Insurance, insure carefully and dream fearlessly. Oak Park Place, offering senior living options for the lifestyle you deserve, with amenities and services for a carefree, independent way of life. And by the Princeton Club, a premier health club that combines state-of-the-art equipment with a highly trained staff and convenient locations. Now, here are your co-hosts of Talking Golf, Dennis Tiziani and Paul Brown.
To another season of Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network. From Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziani, I'm Paul Brown. Well, Tiz, are you ready for this? Another 18 or 19 weeks of this?
Thought it would never come. Been holding my breath all this time.
Yeah, one of the highlights for you every year, huh?
It's really great. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I enjoy the after show, all the comments on the phone. That's the deal.
Well, the outtakes and what goes on during the commercial breaks, that probably would be the highlight of the show.
But it would be.
Anyway, Steve Stricker will be with us at about 6:06 tonight. Steve is going to update us on the Ryder Cup. Have some thoughts on Tiger Woods and a couple of other updates from Steve in terms of where he's going to be playing and that type of thing. Gary D'Amato is also going to be on. In fact, Gary's going to be on a lot with us this year. He retired from full-time employment at the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, and he's writing a lot of golf now in the state of Wisconsin. He was at Augusta National, and I asked him what it was like from a media perspective, and it's going to be very interesting what he said. He's been going there about 25 years.
What do you mean he's retired?
No, he retired from the State Journal or from the Milwaukee Journal.
That's what I mean. He
retired. Yeah.
He had to work before.
And he said it was nothing like it in the 20-some years.
No, it's different.
That he had been down there. But Tiz, before we go to Steve, a couple of thoughts. Your thoughts on Tiger's winning. What did it mean to you? What do you think it means for golf?
It was the best ever. I mean, for him to happen, I saw the changes he made with his golf game instructor, which he is more of his instructor than anybody else was. Could never figure out how a guy who at that time won 14 majors needs somebody who's never even played on the PGA Tour showing him what to do. So, he's done it. He became his own best coach. I think he's adjusted family life. So happy to see how he was with his son and his daughter. All those grown-up things that, difficult to do. 25 years old, 28 years old, worth billions. I mean, very difficult and a lot of pressure there.
What do you think he did for the game of golf?
It raised the whole level of golf. I mean, he is the bar, and he raised that. And these people who are all wannabes compared to what he is. To do what he did, to win that tournament, and the way he did it, every shot, and putted good, and composure, all the things you need to do in order to win, he did it at that course, which normally gets the best of most people.
And Tiz, I think this is something that you and I, quite frankly, and the people at AmFam and the foundation can be proud of. And we'll be talking about it throughout this show a couple of times and then throughout the summer. We did Birdies to End Alzheimer's last year on this show. And basically, we raised just under $60,000 with 100% of the research going to Alzheimer's research at the UW. And now this year, there's going to be an entirely new campaign, which is pretty exciting, isn't it?
It's the best. I mean, for American Family to do what they did, and now for UW Hospital to step up. And I don't think that you ought to minimize, Paul, what you did for this thing. I mean, I know what you did all year long, the number of speeches and the work that you've done to bring this to fruition, bring these people together. Phenomenal. Our new guy, the new fellow, what's his name?
Steve.
Yeah, right. He's done just a fabulous job in communicating and doing what's happening. And are you going to talk about what they're going to do now instead of having just Alzheimer's?
Yes, the UW Foundation, the AmFam tournament, and American Family Insurance, the UW Hospital, and Talking Golf, our show, they're going to have a Birdies for Research site.
Right.
During the tournament, it'll be a separate website. It'll be promoted by all of the different entities. And they're picking 5 categories where you will have an opportunity, if you would like, to donate money for research or for an individual category based on the birdies in the tournament. And the 5 different divisions that will be involved on that website are Alzheimer's, pediatrics, cancer research. This year, there will be organ transplant and vision and eye health.
Right.
So they've expanded it. And the foundation, to kick it off, has put $20,000 in each of the 5 divisions.
A total of 100.
Yes.
They've already given 100,
Yep.
and another 25,000 to advertising. I mean, to marketing.
Yep. So you're going to be hearing a lot more
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
And it's exciting, and it's going to help a lot of people. So.
And all this from a little meeting that you and I went to, and we got this thing
Well,
going.
it took us about 3 years to get the meeting, didn't it? But,
Well, I knew what was going on there. They were waiting to see. It was new for them, but we moved it along, helped that go, and very much and very happy to be a part of, and be able to talk about it on this show, knowing that we're going to be able to have some measurement here pretty soon of what really where our money is going to. And that's phenomenal.
and we'll be back with Steve Stricker after this timeout on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Am.com to learn more. Insure carefully. Dream.
Hey, by the way, Dave,
American Family Insurance.
you play these spots back to back here, right?
And its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, this is Andy with the Princeton Clubs. Our summer launch event is going on right now
Totally forgot
because
about
summer is just a few weeks away. And that means warm weather, fun activities, and relaxing by the outdoor pool. We make getting ready for summer easy. So join during our summer launch event. And it includes access to our 6-week summer prep group training program, nutrition guidance, one-on-one with our personal trainers, and a membership to our award-winning facility. It's everything you need to get into shape for an incredible Wisconsin summer. The summer launch event going on now at the Princeton Club.
It's time to play the University of Wisconsin golf course, University Ridge. Opening for play on May 1st with new bunkers and design changes, University Ridge is one of the best deals in the Midwest. The American Family Insurance Championship is less than 2 months away, but you can play one of the only public golf courses on the PGA Tour Champions prior to the event for under $100. For rate information or to book a tee time, check out universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
At American Transmission Company, we help operate the most complex machine in the world, the grid. We know electricity is a necessity, and we help deliver it to communities that need it. We're helping build a more efficient, economical, and reliable electric system. Our ingenuity and innovation help deliver electricity that powers lives today and tomorrow. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use the outdoor pool. You can play tennis for court cost only and use all the facilities at the Princeton Club and go to the Madison Club. If you're a business, Cherokee offers a voucher program that allows you to purchase 20 rounds of golf, good for 18 holes with golf cart for only $1,500. What a great way to entertain your clients, customers, or employees. Cherokee also offers memberships for swimming and indoor and outdoor tennis. And the public is welcome to use the driving range, restaurant, banquet facilities, and you can book a wedding there. For more information, call 249-1000 or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net. Hi, this is Paul Brown, longtime Badger sportscaster. My wife was only 57 years old when she started having trouble remembering things at work and getting lost driving home. That was the start of a heartbreaking 8-year journey.
All right, I got him.
that
He's on the
led to
phone.
her eventual passing from Alzheimer's. Please don't ignore the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's. Know where Alzheimer's hides. Find information at alz.org/Wisconsin.
Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
W265CB Madison.
Madison, along with Dennis Tiziati. I'm Paul Brown, and a guy that's certainly no stranger to Cherokee and playing the course, Steve Stricker, captain of the Ryder Cup coming up in 2020, playing both tours. Steve, welcome back to the show, and thank you for being part of it in another season. A couple of quick things here. Tony Bennett playing the Masters, your friend, is going to get an opportunity. How do you think he'll do on that course?
Oh yeah, I was able to play with him a couple weeks ago down in Naples. I spent some time with him, and he actually plays pretty good. He hadn't picked up a club since last summer, and he has some really nice shots. He's a nice player, and he hopefully he gets there. I know he's lost a few of his players due to the NBA and the draft there, and so he's busy trying to recruit. And I don't know if he's going to be able to make it to Augusta now or not for a little while because of he's busy trying to get some players. So he's looking forward to going though at some point.
Hey, and another good friend of yours, Toby Keith's coming to town for the AmFam Championship there. You play golf with Toby. Is there any truth to the rumor that you might be singing on stage with him the night he gets here? I heard that rumor.
No. Chance. There's zero chance I'll be up there.
He is a good guy, though, isn't he? He's a great performer, and you're a big fan of his, aren't you?
Yeah, he's a great guy. We've played the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am the last few years, and we enjoy each other's company. He loves golf so much, and he's a big proponent of raising money for his children's. He's got like a sort of like a Ronald McDonald House, but it's a OK Corral for kids and families. He when people and kids are coming into the Oklahoma hospital system, they stay at his place for nothing, and he raises money for that yearly. His heart is definitely in the right spot, and just a fun guy to be around.
I think we'll have to play some Toby Keith songs throughout the season here.
Yeah, don't let the old man in.
Yeah,
there you go.
Steve, your impressions of Tiger and the victory at the Masters, and part two of that from a player's perspective. What do you think all of this has meant for golf?
Yeah, it was super cool to see. I mean, to watch him, his feelings come out, in front of the whole world. The reaction he made after winning, after the winning putt, and then for him to come full circles and hug his kids when his dad hugged him in his first Masters win. So it was pretty emotional time for everybody. I mean, if you didn't have a little tear in your eye, you didn't have that passion for your family and kids, and it was cool to see. And I think he's reached another demographic again. I mean, there's probably kids that didn't know much about golf, young kids, or know much about Tiger Woods, and for him to do that and win again, probably, opens the eyes of a lot of young kids, girls, boys, adults again trying to play the game. So I think it's going to have a huge impact on golf.
And you're pretty close to him. What do you sense his reaction, and how would he potentially be feeling about everything right now and about himself and his game of golf?
Oh, he feels great. I was able to talk to him a few days after his win, and obviously very tired, and he put a lot of energy and emotion into that. And but he was super fired up and super excited, and he talks about being a playing captain at the President's Cup team later in December. So he's got a lot of goals out in front of him yet, and I'm sure he's got a lot of confidence. Winning at the end of last year and then winning the Masters this year, and his sights are to play well and continue to play well and win tournaments again.
Steve, you're also obviously, as everyone knows now, going to be Ryder Cup captain in 2020. From the time you were officially named in that initial press conference, just behind the scenes now in the last, say, couple of months, what's going on in terms of what you can share with the public? What are some of your responsibility, and what's taken your time in addition to playing, being involved with as captain of the Ryder Cup?
It hasn't been too overwhelming or too much time commitment on my end so far. Today, we called up just a little insight. We're trying to design the golf bag. So we put some ideas on paper, and they'll get back to us with the design. And but it's not a lot of huge things right now. From what I understand, come September time, when I have to go to Whistling Straits for the year out, kind of the immediate function that's 1 year out from the start of the Ryder Cup. From that 1 year out, it gets pretty busy. And but I'm still, focused on, trying to play a little bit right now and doing this, some of these small little Ryder Cup details on the side. But it hasn't been too bad to this point. And but my mind is definitely there. I'm thinking about different ways to try to motivate the team. If there's other people I can bring in, like a Tony Bennett or somebody like that to give a talk. I'm always thinking about what could be done to try to bring the team together. We're only together for that week, but to try to have fun with it and try to bring the team together. And so I'm always thinking, which is fun too.
Steve, a couple of more, then I'm going to let you go. In terms of you playing on both tours and just kind of looking ahead, give us a general synopsis of where you're at and how do you look at the summer? Yeah, my game has kind of stunk so far this year. I've actually hit the ball okay. I just haven't gotten it in the hole very well. My putting hasn't been that good or very consistent. I've worked a lot on that. That seems to be coming around. The last event I played, I made a lot of nice putts and felt better. So hopefully that carries over to the next event. And I'll be busy this summer. I'm playing next week at the Regions Tradition on the Champions Tour. And then being the Ryder Cup captain, they gave me a spot in the PGA Championship. So I'm going to play there. And then Colonial and Memorial, I think I'm going to play 4 in a row. So I've had the last month off. I was dealing with some sickness for a little while. I'm finally feeling better and looking forward to the next month of playing golf. That's a wonderful opportunity with the PGA, isn't it? Yeah, I get in this year and next year for the PGA. So it's kind of a nice perk to being the captain and get to put Bethpage Black is the course this year for the PGA Championship, where I've played a few other tournaments, and it's a big course. It's a challenging course, but excited to be playing in it. We'll get chances throughout the summer to talk to you about the new rules, but just quickly, leaving the pin on the putting, how do you feel about it? Yeah, I'm leaving it in more and more all the time, especially on those, 25 to 30 feet or more putts. And I made a few with it in, but once I start getting in there in that 25 feet and under, 20 feet, I'm pulling it. It just feels the right thing to do for me yet. My speed isn't usually all that bad, so it's something I really don't feel like the pin is going to benefit me all that much. So I dye the ball up around the hole. So it's something that I'm kind of a little bit old school yet, but starting to see myself leave it in on longer putts just to help with distance, control, and it just gives you another aiming point. It gives you something bigger to aim at than just a small little hole. Thank you for your time, Steve, and all the best to you. We appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you. Yeah, that's Steve Stricker.
He's pretty good.
He's saying his game is not good. How do you see it?
Well, he's hitting the ball halfway decent, but he's putting terrible. But he's been doing that for a couple of years. I think he's gone back to some basics on how to on what he's doing. And but the other side is that, and we talked about, as he gets older, his eyesight is changing.
Tiger said the same thing legitimately too.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's something he put up with. So he just has to go back and rely on his natural abilities. Always been, and as soon as he gets caught into the business of the fundamentals and all the not fundamentals, but the different nuances for putting is when, you're better off. The best players in the world have a very short memory. When you miss a putt, move on. But to stand there and to continually dwell on it, that's no good. So I think I've always said his history is in his future. It wouldn't surprise me at this Bethpage that he would be a contender.
Well, and speaking of putting, we're going to do a special segment tonight with Dennis on putting. We're going to break it down into about 5 or 6 different areas of putting. And hopefully when you're done listening to him, all of us will be putting better. We'll be back with that after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
This brown bag lunch. This staycation. This do-it-yourself oil change. This second shift at work. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your first home a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it. For home, auto, life, and business. Visit amfam.com to learn more. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
How does your home bring you to life? At Oak Park Place, life comes to you. You'll find comfortable living spaces and spacious apartments with all the features you expect in a place to call home. And Helping Hands provides support when you need it. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more about assisted living, memory care, and rehabilitation services at Oak Park Place, East Madison, Baraboo, Janesville, and our newest location in Tacoma, just off Midvale Boulevard. We're here to help. Oak Park Place.
Last summer, the Golf Effect and Talking Golf were involved with Birdies to End Alzheimer's. This is Paul Brown, and on behalf of Dennis Tiziani and myself, we would like to thank everyone who donated to the Birdies campaign. $60,000 was raised, and 100% of the proceeds were donated to the Alzheimer's and Dementia Research Center at UW Hospital. Thanks again for your support, and we hope that others will join us this summer as Birdies for Health will be part of the American Family Insurance Championship.
American Transmission Company moves electricity from where it's generated to communities where it's needed. Along the way, we help create an environment we can all appreciate. Animals find food in pollinator-friendly habitats we plant. Osprey nests on our platforms, and neighbors enjoy trails we help develop. At ATC, we care about the environment we all share. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Driving rain, precipitation, downpour, cats and dogs. There are many names for bad weather, but to handle them, you only need one name. Mercedes-Benz with 4MATIC Permanent All-Wheel Drive. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive enables better traction, giving you more certainty to negotiate surprises. So whether you're navigating slippery, wet pavement or tricky off-road puddles, it helps give you more confidence in a thunderstorm, a deluge, wet stuff. 4MATIC All-Wheel Drive is available on more Mercedes-Benz models than ever before. Get the 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC starting at just $42,700. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
MSRP for a 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC.
About 45.
Options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability,
45.
and actual dealer price may vary. Always drive carefully, consistent with conditions. See dealer for details.
Test drive the Mercedes-Benz 4MATIC at Zimbrick European on Rimrock Road off the Beltline, or shop ZimbrickEuropean.com.
The American Family Championship features golf's living legends competing right here in Wisconsin. Take advantage of the Wild Rock American Family Championship package, which includes 18 holes with GPS cart at Wild Rock, with lunch and a Wild Rock hat, plus a ticket to the championship in Madison this June. Call or check out our website for availability, 608-253-4653, or wildrockgolf.com. That's wildrockgolf.com.
We're back at Cherokee Country Club in Madison on Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown. Okay, we're all going to be better putters now after Dennis gets done talking here about different aspects of putting. Let's start with a fundamental. How do you pick a putter? Is it that important?
I think, yeah, sure it is. You know, the length of the putter is extremely important. And so that you get the proper spine angle away from the ball. I mean, it's how your posture is, that you're able to get close enough, all those things. But
how do you measure that? How do you know the right length depending on how tall you are?
Just go ahead and stand up, let your arms hang straight down, and they'll measure from your fingers on down. And so, you know, you're going to be in that 34 to 35 inch range. The business of the long putter and all these things, those are all okay, I guess. But for the most part, if you can get the right length putter, weight is going to be a big item, you know, depending on if you're a hitter or you putt properly and put the putter on the back of the ball and then release the putter. Some people are hitters, you know, so, you know, you get different weights that you have to fool with. But, you know, for the most part, it's not the broom, man, you know.
It's the belief in the fact that you can make the putt, right?
It's not the arrow. You know, it's putting is a will. There are some fundamentals, of course, though, that you have to you should know in the putting part in order to be a more consistent
What are
putter.
those fundamentals?
Well, you got to hold it right. You got to hold it so that it's in balance in your hand. I believe that you should be a hand putter. Now, that doesn't mean that you take the putter back and then hit the ball. You never hit the ball. You take it back and you put the putter on the back of the ball, and the putter head then goes forward. It's called a release. That's how you roll the ball. For those who play basketball, you don't see an arm movement and then the ball releasing and shooting a free throw. First of all, use your feet. But the fact remains is that hitting the back of the ball, hitting it, that's with your hands is not a good thing. You can't control that over and over again. Length of backstroke determines the distance. And you put the putter on the back of the ball, and then you release the putter. In other words, the putter goes forward. Now, your shoulder movement through the ball negates a flip, but the putter moves forward. It's what happens on the left side that gives you the distance control and the roll.
You hear it all the time about keeping the putter face square to the target. Explain what that means, Dennis, and how do you do that?
Well, it's just the fact that the longer the blade can stay square to the line towards the ball, the more accurate you're going to be. Now, that's controlled by the distance you are away from the ball. The further you're away, the more the toe will go back. The closer you are, the more the heel would go back. You want to kind of be in between there. That's what you're trying to do. But the key movement away from that ball is your left shoulder, right? Upper left quadrant, your left shoulder goes into the face of the putter. Now, once it goes into the face of the putter will go straight back. And then you'll have to go ahead and with your hands on is very important so that your hands are on square, so you can check that. Do your left hand, take your putter grip, take your normal grip, put your left hand on, have somebody go ahead and pull your arms straight away from you. Have them grip the toe of the putter and pull it. And when they pull it and your arm is fully extended and your wrist is bowed down or in a release position, the blade better be straight. And what you'll find out for the most part, if you don't put the putter in your lifeline, that's where it should be, not in your fingers, put it in your lifeline so the shaft, look in the mirror, so the shaft lines up with your forearm in putting. Remember, I said, that's that kind of an arm movement. So have somebody pull it there. And what you'll find more often than not, as soon as you put the putter in the lifeline, the blade will be open. So you want to take your left hand and turn it to the right just a little bit. Now go ahead and pull it and it comes out straight. And the reason you're doing that is if you took a normal swing and you put it in your lifeline, the blade would be, the club would be open and laid off. So by strengthening your left a little bit by putting in your lifeline squares it up. Then you do the same thing with your right hand. What you'll find out is your thumbs pretty much go down straight. But before you even did that, make sure your grip is on straight. Take the flat part, look down the flat part of the putter and make sure that it's perpendicular to the face. I'll tell you 70-80% of the people that I teach, when you take a look at their putter, it's on crooked. The grip is either open or closed. And they're wondering whether. So grip has to be on straight. That means the flat part is perpendicular to the face. Left hand and right hand have to be in a neutral position, right? In balance is what it's called. So that when you do make this move to the left and the putter goes forward, that it does stay square to the line. Distance from the ball, extremely important. So your left shoulder goes into the blade. And what you'll notice, if you did a regular swing and you put your grip and you turned your left shoulder into the face and you dip down, you'll notice the club goes outside. Well, you don't want it to go outside, but in putting, your shoulders is the circle. And you want your shoulders and the line to be the same. So when you do make your left shoulder go into the face of the putter, it'll go straight back. And when you do that, the blade has to be square to the line. Now, a little bit of a drill. Take on the edge of any straight edge, you can put it, I do it, I take my a putter or a club and have the person put their right hand on the face as they're facing me. Put it right on the club and you'll see the shaft now is perpendicular to your hand. Now when you go to the right, in order to keep it square, can you tell that you have to, the heel has to lead? And coming down, the heel leads again. Now, you won't have to manipulate your hands like that because your shoulder, or the distance from the ball, and your shoulder will make that happen. Because in acceleration, the blade turns out. That's what we want to do. We want the blade to turn and stay square to the line as we come down. And then it's the follow through, which is the most important. Now, one should go ahead and find out which eye are you. What's your dominant?
Dominant eye.
Yeah. Put your thumb up and put it on an object and close one eye. You'll find out what it is. It's that dominant eye, and the reason for it is that's the eye that has to trail the putter, has to trail the ball. That eye can't leave and go first. Trails and leaves the ball. So it's very important to find out what dominant eye. The next thing is reach in your pocket and pull out the coin that you have in your pocket or anything. And you'll see people get in there. Well, they put their right hand in. Oh, that's important. Now he's right-handed or she is right-handed. And then when they hand you the coin or whatever they have, notice how they handed it to you. They used your index and middle finger of your right hand, if they're right-handed, and their thumb. Those are the principal fingers that you're going to have on the club. So I advocate a double overlap. So those are the 3 fingers that are on the club because that's where my feel is. Because it's a hand thing, then you need to do that. But there's a couple of things I skipped around a lot, but those are some things in the process of me finding out, is the grip on straight? What hand are you? What eye are you?
Yeah.
All those things line up to do it.
You have people that'll have an oversized grip on their other clubs or on their putter too, or regular grip. I don't think you're a big fan of the oversized grip on the putter.
Well, the more that your fingers are spread apart, the least that you'll use your hands. And some people think that take my hands out of the game. Oh, no. You leave them in the game and you make it so it goes on the left side of the ball, not bend it back and hit it on the right side. If you're bending back and hitting it, it's not going to work, because you'll never in a tight situation make that strike. But you can make that a 1-2, a nice movement to the right. No hands, right? It's an arm and shoulder movement to the right.
It is like 1001, 1002 almost.
Yeah, but it goes the same distance to the right. There's not this. Now, there are some people different. You get a guy like Jack Nicklaus, great putter, His left hand is on weak, his right hand is on strong. As long as he goes ahead and uses his right forearm, which he does, that's how he putts, using his right forearm, it'll work. But if he ever misses a hit, too much left hand goes to the right, too much right hand goes to the left. But
what happens when you are getting the yips in putting, and how do you get rid of them?
Well, normally the yip is you bent the putter back, and now you have to bend it forward. And now you have to go ahead and snap it forward.
So you're putting more energy on the
right side of the ball. You don't need to do that.
Yeah.
What you'd like to do, and this goes back, I'll tell you what, I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Let's go back into the 60s. And there was a thing called the Bickler. Now, some people might remember that, but this fella, a guy, his name, we used to be buddies out on the tour. He took a coat hanger, the part where you hang your pants on. He took that and he cut it off, and he put a little hook on the end so that it fit into the hole at the top of your putter. And then this piece ran down the putter, front end of the putter. And then he got another piece and he welded it on to a 45-degree angle into that putter with a little bit of a hook on there, a little bit of a curve, so you could fit your wrist on. So what happened is that angle between the putter and your right wrist on a right-hander, not like you guys putt crazy left hand, that angle is a 45-degree, and you can't use that. You can't lose that angle. So you can't be bending it back, and you can't be bending it forward. Saying right here, like about 95% of the people who qualified for the tour that particular year use the Bickler. I don't see it anymore, but it's a very good fundamental how when I look down a putter and I see the butt end and there's a space between your right wrist, about 45 degrees, and it's very constant. And the butt end and the head end move together. Never the head end and butt end going opposite. That's the yip. The yip is that particular move forward going to get caught up.
And Dennis, from the standpoint of reading the greens, do you think that the average player, 9 out of 10 people, even know how to read the green?
I think that takes education. I can remember when I had our teams here, we would go over that. And what I would do on normal trips, I would find out what the topography is generally within a half a mile of the golf course you were at. I mean, if you see a mountain up there, do you really think that the ball's going to break up the mountain? It's probably going to go the other way, right? So the general topography is one thing. Then you go ahead to the golf course. Now, you play at Cherokee, it's like a 1-foot drop from the west side to the east side. So, really, topography is not. So now all of the stuff is right in front of you, right on the green. Now, does it take, you take like Maple Bluff, where we played there, or Blackhawk, even Nakoma, you got to know where the water runs, where the top of the hill is. Normally they put clubhouses on top of the hill, but that's an indicator. And so you'll have to know the general topography. Then here's the big item. Is the golf course you're playing on a new design or an old design? Normally a new design, they make the surrounds, the mounds and the traps.
Mm-hmm.
Normally that feathers into the green on the new designs. The old designs, like here, some of the mounds we put on, have nothing to do with the golf course. And when you see one that has a relatively new design, you take the top of that mound, that sand trap, that landform that's there, and you can visually look and see how far down into the green that landform so it's going to come off of that landform. Okay. Mm-hmm. So now then the other is that there's mounds, of course, that it's on the green, and that is influenced, of course, like we said, topography, but there's also a thing called grain. In bent grass, like we have here in the north, grain normally runs where the water runs off the green. So you find water, chances are it's going to go that way. You look there's a drain, chances are it's going to go that way. Color on the green. Dark color says you're into the grain. Light color means you're going down grain. Down grain putts don't break because they're straight. So keep it inside of the hole. Into the grain, you got a little bit, or cross grain, tough. Now if you go to in the south where you have Bermuda, now you got Bermuda grass grows south-southeast. So if you got a compass, find south-southeast, that's which way it's going to go. Look in the hole and see the worn out side of the hole. Whatever the worn out side of the hole is, that's which way the grain goes. So you want to be confident that. And then once you do that, based on your solid putt, that's why you can't be having this hit on the right. You find the point. See, every putt is a straight putt. Only the ground makes it go crooked. You can't curve the ball with your putter. So you better know what's going to happen here. So you're going to find a point. What's that break point? My putt's breaking. That's where that comes from. It's breaking. It's a break point. It's a point that you can putt the ball straight and the ground moves the ball. I.e., now with straight line, here we go. My grip's on right. My hands are in balance. The line runs from that break point through the ball, through the putter, out the back. And many times you can go ahead and use your back line to putt, especially a right-handed player playing left to right. You got to be careful. You don't putt the hole. Putt the line. Always putt the line. You're going to putt to that point. And when the ground turns the ball, the hole gets as big as a basketball hoop. But if the speed is wrong, then you shrink the hole. And that's why you have to be able to, to hit it solid. Now, here's a big key. Two things have to line up. Your core body has to line up. So find your line that you're going to putt it on. Put your toes parallel to that line. Not lined up to the left and shoot it to the right. No, put your toes right on the line. Now putt your toe line. You can see it. It's right down here. Putt your toe line, and to give you a tip. So, a solid putt, a break point, putt your toe line, because if your toes are lined up, so will your knees, so will your hips, so will your shoulders. Your core lines up. It's really important that now the distance you're away from the ball will determine keeping that blade square to the line. And that's a key. So, really quick, we went over a whole bunch of things here that
we sure
did.
did.
But if somebody is standing there, or you write some of these things we talked down, that's what's happening. So your grip is on straight. Distance from the ball is key. I found that about a putter and a half length from my left toe, and the ball is just inside of my left toe because I want the putter to go to the inside square. If I play it too far back, it's going to go away from me, and so I keep moving it to a point, and I find out about just inside my toe, one putter and a half, and now my eyes are directly over the ball. Now they say put your eyes up. The reason why your eyes are over the ball is so your left shoulder can go into the putter face. That gets you that business going back. So,
okay, I hope that helps out. We got to take a break, and we'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
This brown bag lunch, this staycation, this do-it-yourself oil change, this second shift at work. At American Family Insurance, we understand what it takes to make your first home a reality. It's the same as it takes to protect it for home, auto, life, and business. Visit amfam.com to learn more. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly. American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hi, this is Paul Brown, longtime Badgers sportscaster. My wife was only 57 years old when she started having trouble remembering things at work and getting lost driving home. That was the start of a heartbreaking 8-year journey that led to her eventual passing from Alzheimer's. Please don't ignore the 10 warning signs of Alzheimer's. Know where Alzheimer's hides. Find information at alz.org/Wisconsin.
Sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Hi, this is Pat Richter. Whether choosing to make assisted living or memory care home, Oak Park Place offers a lifestyle centered around activities you enjoy, all with neighbors that become like family. You'll find independence when you want it, assistance when you need it. Oak Park Place. Our Wauwatosa community is located just off the expressway. For more information, call 414-292-0398. Our Oak Creek facility is scheduled to open in the fall. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
At American Transmission Company, we help operate the most complex machine in the world, the grid. We know electricity is a necessity, and we help deliver it to communities that need it. We're helping build a more efficient, economical, and reliable electric system. Our ingenuity and innovation help deliver electricity that powers lives today and tomorrow. American Transmission Company, helping to keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong.
Right now, Cherokee Country Club is offering outstanding introductory golf memberships. You can join Cherokee as an individual member for $2,400. Depending on your age, you can get a family membership that starts at only $2,900. Check it out for yourself. What you're going to find is the best deal in Madison when it comes to joining a club. And by the way, your membership also allows you to use the outdoor pool. You can play tennis for court cost only and use all the facilities at the Princeton Club and go to the Madison Club. If you're a business, Cherokee offers a voucher program that allows you to purchase 20 rounds of golf, good for 18 holes with golf cart for only $1,500. What a great way to entertain your clients, customers, or employees. Cherokee also offers memberships for swimming and indoor and outdoor tennis. And the public is welcome to use the driving range, restaurant, banquet facilities, and you can book a wedding there. For more information, call 249-1000 or visit the website at CherokeeCountryClub.net. Last summer, the Golf Effect and Talking Golf were involved with Birdies to End Alzheimer's. This is Paul Brown, and on behalf of Dennis Tiziani and myself, we would like to thank everyone who donated to the Birdies campaign. $60,000 was raised, and 100% of the proceeds were donated to the Alzheimer's and Dementia Research Center at UW Hospital. Thanks again for your support, and we hope that others will join us this summer as Birdies for Health will be part of the American Family Insurance Championship. Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziani. I'm Paul Brown, and joining us now, one of our favorites, right? Gary D'Amato.
Retired.
Retired, writing golf part-time, going to the Masters for how many years?
We had to get him off the putting green. He was out putting, listening to what we're talking about.
How many years?
I'm not retired, you guys. I'm recycled.
You're retired.
28 years at the Masters, Paul. 28 years.
And when you and I talked earlier in the week, in the 28 years, what I was curious about, obviously Tiger and winning the championship has been pretty well documented. What I was curious about is, from your perspective in the media, how different was that event? And I suspect it must have been kind of a zoo out there for you guys.
It really was. It was, you know, at the Masters, unlike the other majors where they give the media an armband to get under the ropes, they don't do that at the Masters, which I like. It's just the player and the caddy under the ropes. That's it. Just knows he's been there enough times. So I followed Tiger on the front nine, and I'll tell you what, I had a hard time seeing things. I mean, it was a gallery at 10 deep. I would go ahead of him and get next to the green, but then I couldn't see his shot off the tee on the next hole because, you know, the stampede of I shouldn't say stampede, not at Augusta National. People walk very, very slowly and nicely. But I mean, there were a lot of people out there, and it was in the media center. It was just, you heard a lot of guys, you know, you heard actually when Tiger sank the winning putt, a lot of guys cheered actually in the media center, and you never hear that. That was the last time I heard cheering in the media center at a golf tournament was when Arnold Palmer came in 1994 at Oakmont after he missed the cut for his final U.S. Open appearance, and he started crying, put a towel over his face, and walked out of the room, and the reporter stood up and cheered. And this was only the first time since then that I heard reporters cheer. So it was a pretty big deal for everybody.
Gary, when you've written thousands of stories and been in press boxes all over the world many, many times, I sense you would be sitting there and all of a sudden you'd think, oh my gosh, the magnitude of what's going on here. How difficult was that? I think if I heard you correctly, you said momentarily you got writer's block because you realized the significance of what was happening.
Yeah, that's happened a few times over the years when you're at a huge event and you want to write a story that captures what just happened. And it's so hard sometimes to put in words what your eyes just saw. And that was such a momentous occasion with Tiger winning again. You want to do a good job. And those are the times actually, instead of you overthink it. I guess you can draw a parallel to a little bit on the golf course when guys start overthinking things, when the pressure's on and they don't produce like they should. I think the same thing happens to a reporter and a writer. You start overthinking, and then the words don't come, and then you get stuck a little bit.
From a media perspective, you've seen Tiger over the years in many different circumstances and how he dealt with the media. If you watched it on television and you followed the interviews and that kind of thing, is there a new Tiger even with the media?
I think a little bit there is. I got to tell you a real quick story. On the night before the Masters started, the Golf Writers Association, we have our annual awards banquet, and all the players of the year show up. And Tiger got an award we call the Richardson Award, or the Hogan Award, I'm sorry, which goes to a golfer who has overcome an injury or illness to play at a high level again. And he got up and gave an impromptu 7 or 8 minute speech that was very heartfelt. He spoke from the heart and said a lot of really good things. And I had never seen him really in that light before. And all the times I'd seen him in front of the media, he's always been very careful about what he says. But he poured his heart out that night, and that struck me. And I think you're right, Paul. I think he is definitely opening up more with people, and you can see it. He's smiling more. Looks like he's having more fun on the golf course. I think he is changing or changed.
Our guest is Gary D'Amato, and we're going to move to Wisconsin golf, and we got to talk about Marquette University. They won their fourth Big East title, and their third in the last 5 years. They've automatically qualified for the NCAA regionals. What's going on with that program over there? There's a lot of success happening at Marquette with college men's golf.
Yeah, Steve Bailey, the coach there, has done a really nice job. He's got the program at a pretty high level. What he's really got is depth. I mean, and Tiz knows from coaching college golf, if you have one or two really good golfers at the top, you're not going to get anywhere unless you have, some depth behind them. And Coach Bailey has put together a really nice squad with 6 or 7 or even 8 guys deep. Any one of those guys can play well, and they all seem to play well together sometimes, and that's what it takes to win a tournament like the Big East, where they shot even par in the second round and 7 under in the third round. So 7 under par over the final 36 holes on a pretty tough golf course in a conference tournament is really good golf. So hats off to Marquette for winning another Big East title.
Now, one of their players was from England, but when you take a look at the rest of them, a lot of them are from right in the area. I mean, when you look at it, Merlick's from Winnetka, Illinois, and you got 2 from Wisconsin and 1 from Kearney, Michigan.
Yeah, and Kearney, Michigan might as well be Wisconsin. I mean, it's just, a few miles over the border in northern Michigan, and Hunter Eichhorn, and he played a lot of his junior golf in northern Wisconsin. So, yeah, Tyler Leach, from Spring Valley. He's Austin Kondorsky from Sussex. He's found players who maybe not the bluest of blue chip recruits, because those guys go to the Oklahoma States and the Illinois, but just under that level, he's managed to find some real gems, and they're producing.
Tiz, really, they have a very successful program going there now, don't they?
Well, he does. He was the one who mentioned the environment and the stuff. And I think he has that going, but his background is a little bit different. He came from his mentor, is the coach at Northwestern, and the coach at Northwestern, his mentor was Wally Goodwin. Wally was the coach at Northwestern, and then went on to be the fellow who recruited Tiger at Stanford. So, there's kind of a lineage there that this guy has where it produces winners. He gets it. And I'm happy to see that some of these guys from Wisconsin are being developed into the stand, being to be player. So I think it's good, and I'm hoping that would prevail here a little bit more, so that we would have that development process too. But hats off to him. I mean, anytime that you win, no matter what it is, and to win consistently. What do you win, 3 or 4 of these things in 5 years?
4th and 3 in the last 5 years,
Right.
and they had 5 who finished in the top 15 and 4 in the top 10 spots. And Gary, Aaron Hills is getting a couple of more national tournaments. Are they not coming up in 22 and 25?
Yeah, how about that? The USGA has really shown its commitment to Aaron Hills. They're getting the U.S. Mid-Amateur in 2022, and they're going to, Blue Mound will be the partner course for that one with qualifying, just like it was at the 2011 U.S. Amateur. And then 2025, they get the U.S. Women's Open, a really big one, the 3rd Women's Open in our state, the first 2 at Black Wolf Run. So another U.S. Open someday, maybe, but in the meantime, though, the USGA has really shown a commitment to the course by bringing championships back. That'll be, Paul and Tiz, that'll be 5 USGA championships in 17 years. That's a pretty good run.
Well, that's a real deal. People ask, we used to have the Milwaukee Open every year, and the question came up, would you rather have a major championship once every 3 or 4 years, or would you rather have an event every year?
Every 3 or 4 years, probably. Huh?
Right. That was the answer, to have it every 3 or 4 years. And I remember when Herb made that comment too, about having those tournaments up at his place, that has a bigger impact than a tournament, every year.
And they're also building a putting course over there. What are they hoping to accomplish with that?
Yeah, they're building a 18-hole putting course. I don't know how many square feet it is, but there's 12 feet of elevation change on the putting course.
Right.
So
That's a good
it's
thing.
going to be really fun to putt, I think. But, their main thing there is they don't have a second golf course, and they want to keep overnight guests. They want to keep people occupied with things to do. So they've done some creative things without a second golf course. They opened up their caddy barn, which has pool tables and darts and all that stuff. People can go in at night with a beer or a drink, and goof around. And now they're going to have this putting course that'll be lit at night. So, you're done playing golf, you have a nice dinner, and then, you've got an hour or 2 to kill before you retire to your lodge or your cabin. You can go out on the putting course, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Great idea.
Gary, you've played the Masters as being one of the media guys selected. You get to do that, go in a pool, every 7 or 8 years, and they draw names or something?
Yeah, Paul, but I don't play the Masters. I play Augusta National.
Augusta National. You got any advice for Tony Bennett when he goes over there to play? Huh?
Yeah, that's that. Tony and Dick are going to be there playing, I guess, on Wednesday and Thursday this week.
Well, it might have got held up. We might have got held up. We're not sure because we had Steve on earlier, and he was talking to Tony, and he's looking for players. So I'm not sure if it's going to work out 100% for sure or not. But apparently he is going to play it. He is going to play it. It's just a matter of when, and it may be this week. So
yeah, well, obviously the only advice is have fun, and how can you not have fun at Augusta National, right?
Yeah,
well, especially with his dad. His dad will love it,
Yeah,
Dick is kind
good
of
for Dick.
Oh yeah, he is. I was watching him in the stands. He's over there praying. Got his head down and praying.
Right.
Well, we appreciate your weekly update, Gary, and we'll be talking a lot this summer. It's nice to have you on the show on a more regular basis, and keep writing about golf in Wisconsin.
I'm looking forward to being on with you guys. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, good. Thanks.
That's Gary D'Amato over in Milwaukee, and we'll be back after this time out on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
This brown bag lunch, this staycation, this do-it-yourself oil change, this second shift at work. At American Family Insurance, we understand.
All right, Dave, do I have to be out just ahead of enough time for the ID to play?
for current and new members through May 18th. Our For a Better Tomorrow campaign partner this month is UW Children's Hospital of Madison. For every new member, we make a donation to a local organization that's working hard to improve the communities wherever a Princeton Club is located. Summer is just a few weeks away, so I invite you to make a difference in your health today by joining the Princeton Club. And with our summer launch event going on, it's a great time to get started. I think you'll be surprised how much better you feel just after a few workouts. The Princeton Clubs, voted Madison's best health club year after year. Visit PrincetonClub.net for a free trial pass and to learn more about our summer launch event.
We're committed to excellence, the Princeton Club. We're committed to you.
Hi, this is Pat Richter. Oak Park Place offers a lifestyle centered around activities you enjoy, all with neighbors that become like family. Whether choosing to make assisted living or memory care home, you'll find independence when you want it, assistance when you need it. Oak Park Place. Our Wauwatosa community is located just off the expressway. For more information, call 414-292-0398. Our Oak Creek facility is scheduled to open in the fall. Visit oakparkplace.com to learn more.
Driving rain, precipitation, downpour, cats and dogs. There are many names for bad weather, but to handle them, you only need one name. Mercedes-Benz with 4MATIC permanent all-wheel drive. 4MATIC all-wheel drive enables better
All right, you
traction,
got like a
giving you more
minute
certainty to negotiate
45 or
surprises.
so here.
So whether you're navigating slippery wet pavement or tricky off-road puddles, it helps
Well, you
give you
said
more confidence in
59:10 is
a thunderstorm,
the time you
a
need to
day
be
with
out by, right?
wet stuff. 4MATIC all-wheel drive is available on more Mercedes-Benz models than ever
40, yeah.
before. Get the 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC starting at just $42,700. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
MSRP for a 2019 GLC 300 4MATIC excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary.
About a minute 44.
Consistent with conditions. See dealer for details.
Test drive the Mercedes-Benz 4MATIC at Zimbrick European on Rimrock Road off the Beltline, or shop ZimbrickEuropean.com.
It's time to play the University of Wisconsin golf course, University Ridge. Opening for play on May 1st with new bunkers and design changes, University Ridge is one of the best deals in the Midwest. The American Family Insurance Championship is less than 2 months away, but you can play one of the only public golf courses on the PGA Tour Champions prior to the event for under $100. For rate information or to book a tee time, check out universityridge.com. Play where the Badgers and the pros play, University Ridge.
And we're back on Talking Golf from the Golf Effect Radio Network, Cherokee Country Club in Madison, along with Dennis Tiziati. I'm Paul Brown. One quickie in terms of the PGA Tour. What's going on with Jordan Spieth, and how concerned would you be about his getting back to the level of play where he was at?
Well, I think, all along he's had a thing which is called chicken wing flip. He leads with his left elbow and then flips.
Which you has said consistently
Right.
won't work.
The difference, however, is that he used to make every putt from 25 feet. That has gone away a little bit. He's not putting as well as he did. A lot of forward press, which means the putter now is behind your hands, which means now you have to hit it. Just what we talked about a little bit earlier, hitting the ball doesn't get it. But I think that he needs a little bit of a revamp, and he's young enough to do that, where his rotation happens like it's supposed to be in his left arm, rather than straight back and then bow your wrist and then flip it. So,
But you think he'll come back? Hopefully.
There's no question. This is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life, is this Jordan Spieth.
All right, that's going to do it for now. For Kevin Ryan, for Dave McCann, I'm Paul Brown, Dennis Tiziati. Week one's in the book here, my friend.
There we go. 17 holes to go. And we're under par.
And the boss is in the back seat, so you better behave.
I know it. I saw him. Don't worry.
And from Cherokee Country Club in Madison, thank you for joining us on our first show. We'll be back again next Monday night, same time, as we have another edition of Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Radio Network.
Thank you for tuning in to Talking Golf on the Golf Effect Network. Talking Golf has been brought to you by American Transmission Company, ATC, helping you keep the lights on, businesses running, and communities strong. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully and